Hey, welcome everybody to the Bridge Call. We're back, September. And so funny how we always have the conversation before the main conversation, and then we'll hit the stop recording, and then we'll have the other conversation to wrap it up. But we are just discussing what's happening on the planet and how we went through so much stuff in the month of August. Blue moon and full moon and Lion's Gate smack in the middle and a Mercury retrograde in there. And God, what else? And then our lives just got so super busy. But then there's been fires on top of the fires on top of the fires. So here we are. And I believe that one of the things that, the cabal, the Illuminatis would like to do is heat up the planet. Because when they heat up the planet, after you've taken the juice, and when you heat that up, it gets activated more.
Oh, okay.
Right? So I think it's one of the things. So to keep us distracted, to heat up the planet, to activate, the juice in everybody's bodies that drank the juice, to keep our eye off, the main players that are needing to be picked up and executed for crimes against humanity. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say or not say on this. When you listen to other people, they're like, oh, I have to be careful what I say to not get knocked off. So what I was saying regarding the solar flares, Elba Weinmer, who does Dolores Cannon hypnotic process, she was doing a session on this one woman who is a light worker, a DNA activator. And she was going on about all the solar flares that will be hitting the planet this month. And being on the planet in this lifetime is basically what we came for at this time.
Certainly did.
So all the craziness that you went through was just training, was just, going to the gym, okay, to finally get ready to be able to go through what we're going through now. And another person who's also a good one to follow is Jason Este on MTV. He has his channel, him and what's her name? Oh, I just dropped her name. She interviews him, Jason Este. He's also talking about the train, how it left the station. So people that have made a decision to go to 5D and who's also decided to stay in 3D has been decided. The train has left the station. All right. So if you're concerned about, oh, did I make the decision? Listen, if you're on this call, if you're listening to this type of conversation, you've probably made the decision to carry on to the fifth dimension. And what does it mean to go to the fifth dimension? It means to let go of anything that no longer serves us. So people, places, things, stuff, that thing, it's like, yeah, but I really like it. I don't know, maybe I'll do something with it later. No, it's not going to work.
Talking to me, Lucy.
Just let it go. Just let it go.
Are you talking to me, Lucy?
Yeah. And then, those thought patterns, it's like the courses that I'm taking right now, it's actually taking me through my life, my whole life in the financial area. So a lot of times I'm able to see where I made this decision that was not for my highest and best good at the time, and all these decisions. So all these things, all these moments and times, I have to stop, acknowledge, and forgive. And then I'm going through the course again. I go, oh my God, I did this too. It's like, and then I write it down and I have to acknowledge it, be with it, have compassion for myself, forgive myself, because at the time I was operating in the belief systems that I was in. That's the only process I had to work with, right? If I had different process, I would have done something differently. So I was going through what I was going through, and we're all going through what we were going through to experience what we were wanting to experience, needing to experience, in order to prepare ourselves for here and now and beyond. So the solar flares have been hitting the planet for years, but they're going to start hitting the planet in a tsunami, as a tsunami. And what that means is all of us are superheroes. All of us has superpowers, whether it be telepathy, whether it be remote viewing, whether it be healing, whether it be channeling. Maybe you'll be able to hear spirit, see spirit. Like, we all have superpowers. Mm-hmm. And so the tsunami of solar flares hitting the planet, what it's going to do is start activating us a lot more. And in order for the solar flares to do its thing, our bodies, because this is dense, right? Solar flares is a lot of light, and we are light beings, but we're encased in this, dense, body, this density. So our body has to integrate it and upgrade. Mm-hmm. As we're being hit with solar flares, and our body has to upgrade. So we might get a little excited. We might get a little freaked out, or we might just freaking take naps all day long. Like, we don't know how it's going to work with you. We could have all of the above happening. Or maybe it'll be like, oh my God, I'm just all of a sudden like seeing, like I was listening to this one woman. She was just like doing the thing. And next thing you know, boom, her channeling abilities opened up. Next thing you know, she was like feeling how Jesus felt on the cross. And then like for the next 10 years, it was like craziness, tons and tons of therapy that nobody could help her to finally getting answers. And now is full on, being her natural self, which is our natural self. It's who we really are. Now, in that video that Alba hypnotized that woman, she also said that because we have a little bit of all entities within us, because we are all hybrids, we all have a bit of everybody in our DNAs, Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, all of them. And they all have their own individual superpowers, okay? Mm-hmm. We have a little bit of all of them within. They only have their main. We have all of them. So what happens is when we get activated, we're going to have access to all. And they're saying that this is going to start really going full force by around 2030. 2030, 2035. So what does that mean when we have our DNA activated and we now are light languaging, channeling, telepathy, speaking in like whatever, we all of a sudden become the teachers for the galactic race. They're looking at us. They're waiting for us because they know we are masters in our own right. And we're the ones that are badasses because we're the one down here with half a memory going through the fog, trying to get through this, knowing that we're fully loaded with superpowers, but we don't know that because that was erased from our memory. But they're looking at us like, keep going. You got this. And because they know that we're like superpowers, we're masters. We're a big deal. We are a big deal. Okay. Now it's just a matter of our own mind staying plugged into the fact that we are a big deal. Okay. So when your other little mind goes in and going, what are you doing? You're such an idiot. Like, how can you figure this out? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, you know what? I'm a big deal. I'm going to figure this out. So the solar flares are going to do some really cool things. And when it's happening, moving into this month, just be aware, notice. And I know, like, when you're in it, you don't know nothing. You're just like having a whole fit. Try not to kill the messenger. Just step back from the situation, take a breath, and go, what the heck is going on? And just remember, there's a hell of a lot going on. Okay, there's a lot of integrating happening. So really be compassionate, patient with yourself.
I'd have to agree.
And you know what? I got to remind myself about this all the time, because some days I'm like, everybody's calling me, Lizzie. It's like, okay, no, get you set up. Okay, you're off and running to the races. Good. And then another person, I was like, wow, okay, set you up. And then by the time I'm done, I like crashed out. I was talking to a friend of mine. She calls me. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I need a coach. I need some that can coach me. Because I get knocked around too, right?
Well, we're human, right?
Yeah, for sure. And you just got to take that break. Take that break when you need it. So,
and be kind to ourselves, because when all of this happens, you know, our emotions can get really high, and we need to just, like you said, back off and say, okay, why am I getting worked up about this? Stand back, take a few deep breaths. And I had a little bit of that today. So I know I had to step back, take some breaths, not let things, you know, get to you. Right?
yeah. And also, like, I didn't realize what was happening with Alora and Simon. I didn't know that he started channeling. The Canadian couple that moved down south.
Yep.
I didn't realize. I'm like, what's going on with him? Like, why is all of a sudden he's just like talking like he's a huge light warrior, right? And then and I was listening to some of his videos, and he is downloading and channeling. They got activated just a couple of years ago.
Yep.
And now they are doing some awesome stuff with retreats and stuff. And they got a big one coming up, and I'm not sure the location, but I believe it's in Mexico. So lots of stuff happening. So stay tuned. And and if you do get activated, you must let us know.
We'll give you the show. We'll give you the floor.
Yeah, we're like, go. All right. So I want to hear from you guys. How's everybody doing? Before we get into a little opening prayer. And I'm dedicating this whole call and all our energies that are coming to this call tonight. I'm dedicating it to all the kids that are missing in Hawaii right now, and to all the families that are, you know, trying to keep their wits about them and not lose it. They've gone through, I can't even imagine what they've gone through, so I can't even begin. But I'm dedicating this call and our time together for those kids that have gone missing, and we all know where they went. And there's a lot of distractions trying to keep the truth from coming out, like, you know, Oprah and The Rock and, you know, and all this crap, and to keep our eyes off Zuckerberg. So there's a lot of truth that's coming out, and anybody who's in the knowing knows what happened to those kids, because all those islands have a lot of private beaches, and all those private beaches are Epstein Islands. Wow. And there's a lot of them in the Hawaiian Islands. So not only those kids that got picked up from the fire, but I want to dedicate this call to all the kids on those islands. And all the kids that are speaking up. And there's actually another young girl, she started speaking up and was told to keep an eye on specific people because the person that was telling her got pulled into a sex trafficking ring, a slave, and for years couldn't get out. And finally had to escape the island. And that's how she got out. So we don't know. We have no idea. We have no idea. Unless we're down there living in it. Like, you know what? It's like, I used to work at General Motors and people used to say, oh my God, you have such a great job. What a great place to work for. It's like, yeah, why don't you come on inside and see how it's like? And that's when you really know, when you're in when you're in the person's shoes, right? So why don't we do that right now and do a little powwow circle prayer and open up and bring in the energies of all the beings that are, you know, protecting these kids, looking after these kids, trying to create awareness of where the kids are, and for all the other kids that this is going to shine a light on. Because I think this opened our eyes to the fact that there's a lot more than what just happened with the kids in school. There's many islands, many private beaches there. So, Danny, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm just
So
tapping into the energy of it. Okay. As we gather here today, we gather in unison to assist those that are being harmed, held hostage, the children of the world, the children of the islands of Hawaii at this time. We call on Father, Mother, Creator, God. We call on all the angels of the angelic realm to shower their energies and light on all the children and all the families that are suffering in the Hawaiian Islands area at this time. We ask that the heavens shine down your light, shine down your love, send down your healing energies for those that are having a difficult time with the loss of the children. Also for the loss of all their housing and the places to live and all of their belongings at this time for this horrendous fire on Maui at this time. We ask that a great deal of protection and love and healing surround each and every one on those islands. And may the children be protected and loved and cared for and freed at some time in the future, if it is for their highest good. We also call on the souls of these children at this time to assist in any way that they can, and the release of the children who are being held prisoner against their wills at this time, to bring freedom to these children and families, bring freedom, bring freedom. We accept all of this as manifest at this time, and so it is. Thank you.
We also ask that Gaia also increases the energy in the islands to also be able to better connect and help people to ground and stay connected to the earth.
And to heal the whole area. I thank you, Mother Earth. I thank you. Good. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. So I want to thank everybody for being here with us tonight and bringing your energy. So I want to open it up to the floor. If there's anybody that wants to share anything, do you guys, anybody have any wins? Anybody struggling through anything? Anybody want to share? Any noticings? What's been happening? We've all been like just going through crazy stuff, or?
Well, I think, I have these waves of being exhausted, like I just have to be on the couch and sleep for 2 hours in the middle of the afternoon or something. It's been really strange. But I mean, I guess that's been going on for a while, but and I've heard a lot of people say that they're tired. They're really tired. Like the energy is heavy.
Well, remember too, we're accepting all these light codes and these downloads, and our body being dense takes a while to assimilate them. And your body needs to just rest and shut down for a while. It's very common. There's days where I just have to have a nap in the afternoon. I am just, for no reason at all,
Yeah,
I'm done,
yeah,
and it's
because
part of it.
I'm sleeping better at night, but this kind of like just being like, oh my God, I'm exhausted, and you just have to take yourself out. I,
And do
I,
that.
yeah, but I do feel that the biggest shift for me this month has been in the relationships with my kids. I mean, both kids.
Oh,
And it just seems like my relationships with the people that are important to me, like seem so much better. I feel so much more connected. And the people that I don't, it feels like I don't have a problem like leaving people like, okay, I don't want that friendship anymore. And it would have been, I torture myself over that stuff. Like, oh, well, she doesn't have any friends and she really depends on me or whatever. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm like, no, I want to put my time and attention on people that I really care about and people that that just spreading the love, I guess, and staying away from the drama.
yeah.
So that's all I can
That's a
say.
very good thing, because I've had to pull away from certain people the last year or two, and it just is. We don't want to have them bring us down. And like you say, we're getting closer to our family. I'm definitely closer to my kids the last month or so. Way
Yeah.
close.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and the group that I'm running, we're pulling together, and I keep getting the message all the time, like this is the new world. This is what we're doing. And even Dr. Andrew Kaufman. Anybody know about him? He was one of the main doctors in the United States who came out with there are no germs. He's completely debunked the germ theory
Right.
for the train theory. And he was just this little guy that started out doing interviews in his backyard, lost his job, his wife divorced him, and he looked all down. And now he's like world known, and he's started a community. He said, he is starting the parallel society. And I got an email today, and I'm like, I'm joining him because I think this is where it's going. And our group is we're all like we have a phone tree, and we're getting ready. Like when things, like if something like Lehaina happened here, how prepared would you be? We're kind of preparing. With the main thing is communication. Like how could we help each other? Stay connected and help each other.
Mm.
And they're
So
also saying that an AM radio,
right. Need an AM radio and a ham radio too. A ham radio. We're all getting ham radios.
yeah, whether it be a ham or whatever, as long as it has AM,
Yep.
because a lot of the cars and a lot of the new radios and stuff have taken AM out of there,
Right.
which is one of the best communicators to know what the heck's going on. They'll say, so they're saying to get an AM radio. Yeah, there's another guy that my friend Edwin, he's Colombian, he follows this guy from Colombia, and he's a doctor. And he talks about straight up, he goes, there's tons of doctors trying to kill people, and I'm trying to help you to stay alive. And I'm going to tell you straight up, this is what's really happening. And there's people in the chats that will, you know, go crazy on him because it's like, who the heck do you think you are? Blah, blah, blah. And he's hired 3 people to eliminate anybody who's like, what do you call them? Trolling in his chats.
Yeah.
And he's just pumping out the information. And then I was sharing, Edwin and I were talking about this, and I said, oh my God, that's like, you know, the guy on Human Garage who's all talking about straight up, this is how it is. And there's many doctors speaking out now, right? And I said, well, who is this guy? He goes, I said, does he speak English? He goes, no, everything's in Spanish, but like he's got like 20 million followers now. It's
Wow.
like people are waking up, but they still need a certain amount of people awake in order for it to tilt into balance. And
Right.
we're still not there yet. Okay. So that is why we still got to continue coming together and also doing your inner work. And, you know, it's not about understanding, it's about understanding. Okay. Because like you can understand things conceptually all day long. It's like, yeah, I get it. Like that's how you build a house. I get it. Until you become the house, then you'll really know. So there's an understanding and then there's an inner standing. So it's about integrating and understanding it inside. And then what you mentioned, Tia, is about, you know, you're not like feeling bad about anybody leaving your life now. It's, you know, and I was talking to somebody else today. I went and got a little mini treatment from Martha. And the last time I was there, she cleaned my digestive system out, and like I couldn't leave the toilet for like 5-6 hours. And then I went, oh God, I'm scared. So I did the same treatment. And then I was like, so I was going to say at the beginning of the call, if you see me like doubt taking off and missing in action, you know, that's what happened. I had a bit of a treatment from Martha, cleaning out all the large intestines. But anyways, in there, we were talking about that. We were talking about people that, you know, run around from practitioner to practitioner to practitioner, like looking to get healed. When we are our own healers.
Right.
Hello. And when you like flip the switch in your own process, in your own mind, in your own beliefs, that you are the healer, you are the healer. And if you do not flip the switch within, you can go to 1 million practitioners and you will never be healed.
Right.
Until you flip the switch. And it's like, oh my God, I am my own healer. And I have to say that, and I have to believe that, and I have to integrate that. And that's when it all starts coming into place. And like, we got a lot of belief systems we got to ditch. That's been, and even the studying that I've been doing and all the mind stuff that's been coming up. It's like, okay, I got it. Next.
Yeah.
So
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. Yeah. And it's moment by moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
and
some days
we're ready. You know, you can be on this healing journey for many years until you're actually ready to do it. Right. And it happens in a moment when you say, that's it, enough's enough, I'm ready.
And I have my girlfriend, we went and saw, you know, we went and saw Martha today, and she's called me many times over the years. And many times she's like, Lucy, you know, what should I do? Da, 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 da. And I say this, and then she just does the opposite. She just goes right into the opposite. And I'm like, what's happening? So all the time, so many times. And I thought, so she called me up this time, and I'm like, okay, listen, you're saying what you're saying. I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and you are going to hang a left. Like you are, so it doesn't matter what I say. And I said, but you got to do this, this, and this. And then she finally did it. She actually did it in that order. And we booked an appointment. We went and saw Martha today, got the hemispheres and the nervous system and everything cleared out. But I had to like stop and go into a meditation to find out who are we for each other? Like, because it was like, what is going on? Every time I say this, she goes and does the opposite. Like, and she's like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, zoop, gone. And then I found out we were sisters in another life. And in the other life, I'm like, come on, we gotta go, we gotta go. And I was always dragging her. And that's exactly how it felt in this life. I'm like, I'm always dragging her. Come on, you got to do it. Da, da, da. And then off she goes again. So anyways, it was a big conversation about all the beliefs that we have to let go of and all the self-talk, the deprecating, the self-negative talk. And, you know, we have to let it all go, and that we are our own healers. Yes. Can we get assistance from practitioners? Absolutely. Right. But that I am my own healer has to be turned on first and foremost.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm on some kind of rant here. I must have been like caged for over like a month or something. I'm like, get me out. Let me talk.
No.
I also, before I forget, want to wish all the September birthdays. If you're having a birthday in September. Yay! Look at Louise has got her hand up for a September birthday. I know there's quite a few people I know that are having birthdays. So this September is a huge deal for transformation. All right. So with that, Danny, did you have anything else to say before we go into
I was going to say, I have a good friend who's, well, he's everything, a channeler. He meditates. He goes to different dimensions. He's a very interesting man, and he studies this. And he said to me, the last half of September is going to be wild, and because he says that the planet has gone to this section of the Milky Way where we're going to be totally bombarded with photons, and it's going to hit us really hard this month. And he says, expect a lot of stuff to happen. I see meltdowns in people. That's what I see. I really do. That people won't be able to handle it. They have too much, for lack of a better word, baggage that they're not dealing with. And photons and all this downloading energy. You got to face your stuff now, period. You can't carry this issues with you anymore. So I think it's going to be pretty wild for some people who haven't done their inner work. They're going to have a rough time.
And another thing that I feel is happening is not being able to focus on one thought. So many thoughts coming, and then in and out, in and out, in and out. And you're like, I don't even know what I'm thinking anymore, right? Or you try to study and like, I have no idea what I just read for like 3 hours. And confusion. It's like, what am I doing? Like, what was I doing? And how come, like, I can't remember what I was doing.
Yeah.
Because the brain is also getting descrambled.
How about upgrade it?
Yeah, lots of descrambling to upgrade. Also, I want to mention the woman that just came into channeling. She has been channeling for a while, but it just hit her like that. It's like she was explaining it the way that is how I believe it is to be also. And it's like, oh, you know, you've never seen the Milky Way. Okay, you've never seen the Milky Way live, but there's a Milky Way. And then you're all of a sudden you're like in Africa or something, and you're freaking like looking at the Milky Way. It's not like there's never been a Milky Way. There was always a Milky Way. And then you all of a sudden opened up to the fact, and now we're in a position to be able to experience the Milky Way. Okay. It's the same with everything. It's the same. Everything is already always been going on. So we have like past lives that are really parallel lives, you know, and they're still playing out. We have our future self also playing out, right? And it's all happening at the same time. and we're like stepping in this one, moving into the past, moving into the future. And it's all happening a lot closer in timelines now too, right?
Yeah.
But I want to say like, oh my God, I never knew I could do this, or I never saw this before, or I never even knew this existed. All you're doing is coming into awareness of it. It's always been there. Okay. And then the way she describes it, it's like, yes, this is how I see it. It's not like, oh, now all of a sudden there's a bottle. It's like, oh my God, look at, all of a sudden there's a bottle there. No, the bottle's always been there. And it's just a matter of like, oh my God, I finally see the bottle.
Yeah.
Can I share something?
Yeah.
Please.
So yesterday also I realized that I can do something. I was, yeah, I consciously, so yes, my brother-in-law, my sister, mother-in-law passed away. So we, on the way to cemetery yesterday, I know that my brother-in-law, he hates when somebody talk in the car. So I said something and he started to scream at me like crazy. And all of a sudden I feel headache. And this time I consciously realized that it's, he just sent his negative, he threw it to me, and that's how I have this headache. So I just started to say, what is not mine, I let it go and I send it to the sender. I let it go and I send it to the sender. And you know what? I started to yawn so like crazy. I started to yawning and headaches go away. And he become so tired and quiet. Now I realize that I should send it not to the sender, but to the source. But that time, it's first time when I did it right on time, you know, when I need it.
Yeah.
So, and I was angry at him. So I sent it to the sender and it works. First time in my life I did it and it works.
Wow.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. You know, we do have the power.
Yeah.
And I think that there's something, this is another thing that's happened for me, Tatiana, is that for the first time in my life this month, I'm actually able to do something at the moment that I should, instead of like, okay, just you walk away from it, you get away from the anger, and then you stew about it afterwards.
Yeah, that's what happened to me all the time.
Yeah, so you did, so congratulations, you did it right on time.
Yeah.
I had the same thing last week. I had, and somebody, I said, no, you're not going to talk to me like that. That's it. And I never do that. I was like, yeah, so maybe we're just, you know, but it's also that I think we're all more grounded, and we are, you know, what you were talking about, Lucy, is increasing awareness. Like you didn't see the, you know, the Milky Way before. Yeah, we're just like seeing a way bigger picture.
And more loving kindness to ourselves, right? And when the more you do that.
Go?
Oh, she just turned her screen off. And the more you give love and kind to yourself, the more you're doing that for yourself.
Yeah, I'm outside. I don't want like all that noise interrupt you.
The less you're going to tolerate from others. Because I mean, if you have love and kindness for yourself, and the more love and kindness that you have for yourself, the less you're going to tolerate from others.
Right.
Now, if everybody just loved and were kind to themselves, this whole planet would be completely different.
Yeah.
If everybody was just being kind and loving to themselves, they don't have to do it to anybody else, just to themselves.
Focus it inward.
And I can do that. It's so
good
interesting
for you.
to feel that I can do something as well.
Yeah. And that's the thing, was like, what? And that's what I'm saying, like all these ascended masters are looking at us like, are you kidding me? You are the ascended master. You're the badass. You're like, you've got it. And we're over like coming out of our fog going, what are you talking about?
Lucy, are you talking about you connecting with the masters, or are you just talking about it?
All of us.
All of us know, like, when we have it like, you know, galactic beings and archangels and all this are more powerful than us,
Right.
are
Yes,
more
people.
all-knowing, have more wisdom. Like Archangel Ariel or Gabriel, and they're like, they're so loving and they this and they that, right? But we also possess these.
Right.
And they're looking at us going, yeah, but you are us. You have it.
So what I'm asking you is, are you getting that message from them that they're telling you you
Oh,
have it? Or are you just saying?
I do get it from, like, say, Franco. Or like the other day when I would just be traveling around and then Scott would come in, another person who passed away, another friend of ours who passed away. And he would come in and also remind me, right? And then also Alan Green did some automatic writing. And my friend Peter, who passed away, he was also mentioning about the Elohims and how, and I've been told many times I'm connected to the Elohims. And then the Elohims are now coming in with a specific message for me saying, oh, I bet you didn't know you can call on us. And I was like, I felt like when I got that message, I was just hit in the heart with home. Like I was just the feeling of being home. I was like, oh my God, that was like, it's undeniable when it happens. When this energy comes in, you're like, poof. And another thing that was also that I came across was this guy from Canada. Shoot, what's his name? Albert Wilson. He was interviewed by Elena Danan. He was mentioning how the Elohims are a planet. And they're not like individual energies in a collective. They are literally an energy planet. And that is the planet where Jesus comes from. So when he said that, I went, oh my God, this aligns so much with me. And
Yeah, I felt the same thing. I'm like, now it makes sense.
It's like, and I sent it to Elva, and she just goes, oh my God, this is the missing piece that I've been looking for.
Yeah.
You know what? And in the interview, he's going on about how Christians like to declare blasphemy. Anytime you're talking outside of their, you know, outside of their ropes, it's like, oh, that's blasphemy, blasphemy, blasphemy. And he's like, here's some blasphemy for you. How do you like this? Elohim is a planet. And we're like, whoa. Because you know what? And I was even saying that to my mom earlier. I said, I got to get this woman's book, Mary Reed, who's being interviewed by Alex. I got to get that book. There's certain people that I definitely need to get that book. And there is a book on Elohim as a planet. And there's actually a few people that have written about this. And I was saying to my mom, I said to Franco a long time ago, I said, does anybody have any books on the real truth? Like what is really going on? Like what really happened? And Franco said, yes, there are many books that have been written about the real truth, and they will be brought out for the masses to see when time.
The real truth about what? Jesus? About Jesus you're talking
about? Everything. About like the Elohims, how there's now 3 books on the Elohim being a planet.
Okay.
Like I went on Amazon, started looking for like Elohim as a planet books. There's like 3 authors. It was like, that's new. So I'm just saying, like, everything's already been written. Like I'm saying, the Milky Way's always been there. But when you're ready to hear Elohim's a planet, all of a sudden you're like,
there it is.
and it's everywhere now. It's like, oh my God. So
It's there. Can I share one other thing on the same line about us being, many different races and being superheroes, right? Because I don't think everybody here knows some of the things I do. So I am very connected to the Arcturians. One of my aspects, I am an Arcturian. I'm on the ships every night. And so I had conversations with them one day, and I wanted to thank them. And I said to them, you and the other races like the Palladians, the Andromedans, and all that are here above the planet and helping us. I said, we honor you for all the work that you've done for us humans. And they said, no, you don't understand. We honor you because of the work that you're doing. Do you realize that only the bravest of the brave come down to your planet in human form to do this work? We honor you.
I love it.
Wow. Wow. They really look up to us. And where we tend to think to look up to them.
And you got to wonder, like, what are they honoring? Like, how can
powers
they
and our abilities and our strengths.
How could they be saying that about us? Like, what is it that they're tuning into? Yeah. What are they talking about? It's like, and we're looking at them like they're all the wise ones, and they're saying that stuff. It's like, okay, what am I missing?
It's
you know what? You may not know it, but you got to allow it in. Just allow it in.
Yeah, but Lucy, the human experience on this planet is not easy. It's very difficult. We have a lot of struggles.
That's why they're saying to us, we are the braves.
And we came down to do it. So,
yes, we did.
So, and we're trying to now like help other people wake up to, bring them to the fifth dimension. This is not an easy task.
Huge. Huge. But we're not really here to bring them that. We're here to show the way by the energy we give.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's what I mean.
We are being an example in many ways.
Yeah. Because we're going through our own stuff, upgrading, downloading, like breakdowns. And then we're like, okay, let me help you.
Well, it's not like Danny said, it is by example, because we have one foot in this planet and one foot outside this planet.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. So dream time is a very busy time.
Oh my God, it's busy. My whole night is just bizarre things. Anyway.
I know, like, don't you just wake up and go, oh, my face hurts.
I'm more tired when I wake up than when I went to bed.
I know. Even the few days my eyes, I'm like, what is that? I'm so tired.
Can I share something about a book that I'm reading at the moment?
Sure.
It seems to resonate with so much of what people are saying right now. It's called The Untethered Soul by Michael A. Singer. And it starts, you have?
I've heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It starts off with the question, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? And it's brilliant because we're not our labels. I'm not my name, I'm not my age, I'm not my personality. Well, if you take all that away, what's left?
Oh my God,
Say again?
That's the first 3 pages. I've been an Avatar Master for 13 years. That is the first 2 days of the Avatar course.
Exactly.
Who am I? Yeah, who am I?
Exactly. Who am I? Yeah. And then it's all about reactions and perceptions. Like there's the me that's in here and there's the world out there. Well, where do problems exist? Oh, problems don't exist in here. All problems in the world are out there. It's just that I choose to interact with them. It's like there's nothing that I didn't already know. And yet it's kind of blowing my mind, giving me a whole new perspective.
Well,
So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Oh,
yeah, I hear
okay.
it's a great book. I've not even read that book. I don't know why. I've had it in my hands many times and never cracked the seal on it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's only a little thin book as well.
Untethered Soul.
The
by Mike
Untethered
Wilson.
Soul,
God,
Michael A.
that-
Singer.
Yeah, it's a fantastic book. I agree with you.
Hmm.
Fantastic book.
Yeah, I like it. I know so many people that have read it too.
Mhm.
All right, so what we would like to do before we run out of time, I want to hear from everybody that wants to speak still. And Danny, is there anything special that you're tuning into tonight besides your tooth?
Yeah, my missing tooth.
You're like,
I don't know, what started with our prayer is a lot of healings are needed here on the planet. It's coming in really strong. So maybe at the end we could say a prayer for healing for everyone on the planet, including plants and animals. Yeah, healing's coming through really strong. You know, our prayers are really very powerful, and God does hear our prayers and acts on them. And so we can send a lot of healing here tonight. And another prayer for everybody who's going through a rough time, including plants and animals. That's what's coming through for me right now.
yeah, I'm
But let's
concurring
continue.
with my yawning.
Yeah. So yeah, we'd love to hear from anybody else that has something to offer.
Yeah, is there anybody else that'd like to?
Yeah, I would like to share something. First of all, I would appreciate the healing prayers. I'm healing. I'm already healed, but I'm just catching up to it. And I'm a part of Cornelius group, Christopher Cornelius, and there was something I wanted to share. I forgot. Anyway, but he has a lot of good teachings. But what I was going to share was this other teacher. Has anybody heard about green? Well, she had to choose a name, and the only name available was Green Tarot Guru. Her name is
Okay.
Audie, and she says that she was part of the creation at the beginning on planet Earth. And she said at some point we used to all have what do you call it? Rainbow bodies. We had all these capabilities. We could do telepathy. We had all these things, but some entities from other planets came in and they offered to do an experiment, and we accepted them, merged with them, and in the process we lost all our capabilities. Now we're getting it back.
Mhm.
Does that resonate with anybody?
Oh,
Yeah.
we are getting back. Mhm.
But she says that we used to have it and we still do. And she does a lot of out of body. I mean, I'm not out of body yet, but she does a lot of out of body travel. But she doesn't go to astral plane. She goes to higher dimensions. She talks about there's 12 dimensions. She goes to, she talks about divine self, which sits above galactic and higher self, all these things. So it's pretty amazing stuff that she teaches. And she also, she lives in California, and she visited Yogananda's ashram, and Yogananda came to him and gave her a whole bunch of teachings. And she talks a lot about Divine Mother. And I think much more about Divine Mother and Divine Father, but she said we really need both. We've had single parents, but we really need both Divine Mother and Divine Father. And she has, she's written a book called 33 Codes about planet Earth, and Divine Mother. I mean, there's so much more to her. So I really like her teachings, even though I'm not where she is, but I'm getting a lot of downloads. Also, I get a lot of, I get into a lot of bliss when I listen to Krishna or Shiva music and chanting. So,
Good.
yeah. But then, I realized that a lot of times I don't want to be here. I feel not grounded because, I'm getting better, but physical issues make me not want to be here. I just want to go to higher realms. But then some people say, oh, you're going to get to fifth dimension, but you're going to take your body with you. You're not going to leave your body behind. So anyway, that's some of the things I wanted to share.
Beautiful.
You're right. And
Awesome.
apparently,
Yeah.
when we go to the fifth dimension, we'll have our light bodies.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a different body.
So yeah, she's pretty amazing. She does meditations from new moon to full moon, and she used to use a lot of meditations from Oren Daban. Oren was Sonia Roman. She passed away a couple of years ago, but she says that Oren, which is a channel, helped her reach so much higher. So anyway, it's
Maybe you
pretty
can type her,
interesting.
maybe
What's
you can
that?
type her name in the chat.
Well, just Google Green
Yeah, can you
Tarot
type-
Guru. She has a
Green
website. She
Tarot
has
Guru.
YouTube channel. She also works with
Guru.
Patricia Coda Robles,
Mhm.
eraofpeace.org. Have you heard of her? She works with her. She's pretty amazing video person. She creates this gorgeous, out of this world videos with her
Cool.
meditation. Green
Have to
Tarot
check
Guru.
her.
Okay,
And
beautiful.
yeah, eraofpeace.org. Patricia
Oh, Era of
channels,
Peace.
high, really high levels. I mean, yeah.
Mhm.
Good stuff. Yeah, it's always good to have like
Keep that.
good people to check in with.
Yeah, she's
'Cause-
pretty amazing. And
'cause
so is
different-
Cornelius Christopher. I mean, they're different kind of teachers,
Yeah.
but they all have good teachings.
Yeah, because you never know which person you're following or that you're listening to will activate that very thing. Even though
Right.
you've been working so hard with another teacher and you just go over there, boom.
Right.
That's-
Everybody here knows Cornelius. We're all in his group. So
Yeah. Well, not everybody's not completely committed like you are, Tatiana.
But here's the thing about Cornelius. When you ask him about these higher level things, he says, don't worry about it. You just be kind to yourself.
Yeah,
I
just
guess
be kind.
he doesn't come from that background. He just wants to, like the Buddha, just worry about this life. You don't have to worry about other dimensions. Don't worry about past life. Don't worry about any of these things. Just, be kind to yourself, heal yourself, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, to me, that's
Yeah.
not enough. I don't know for whatever reason.
You want to
I
learn
wanna-
more and grow more.
Yeah,
What's
that's
that?
fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, it's okay to learn more, but never leave the home base of being kind to yourself.
Right. Yeah.
Cornelius knows what he knows. Until it comes into his awareness, he doesn't know it.
Hmm.
That is
That's
true.
the reason why he evades any questions like that.
Yeah,
Right.
he has to wait for the questions.
You have to understand that, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah,
he's
but I
completely
think-
lost. He's not he doesn't have a mind to absorb things or remember things. So even if he reads about it, until
He
something
forgets.
really impacts him, it does not work with him.
Yeah.
So he has not experienced what we have experienced.
Right.
Mm. Very good. Awesome.
And we all talk to consciousness. He says that see, here's the thing. We lost the capability of connecting to our own consciousness and have a lot of us did direct communication. That's why people start relying on him. Because he talks to consciousness, he can talk to your consciousness and get information from you that you can't. And in a way, I think, to me, I'm giving some of my power away. I mean,
No.
anytime you rely on somebody else, in a way, you're giving your power away.
I don't agree to that.
Yeah.
No, I kind of agree with that. It's not about giving your power away, but the thing is, like Lucy's saying, we have it all within us.
Right.
We have it
And
all.
that's what I, I've been in like Avatar for so many years, and I will never leave it, because it is the practice of experimenting and learning and experiencing your own consciousness, because all the answers are there.
Mm.
But at the same time, there's only one consciousness. We're all connected. There's only one.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. No, but you have your piece of it. And yes,
Right.
we are all one. And that's what Wizards is that you understand that you're, in the collective consciousness. But, I don't follow too closely anybody else, because it is all within ourselves.
Yes.
I agree with what you're saying. I love Cornelius, and he's doing wonderful things, but
Yes, he is.
he is, but I see.
Yes, he is. And he's very compassionate, because
Oh,
I
yeah.
have seen some other spiritual teachers that, they're just, they're
No, he's
not
amazing.
compassionate like him.
He's amazing. And and so it's all good. It's all part of the big.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
it's all
all
good.
good.
But at the same time, you have to be patient. So for me to be ready, consciously react at something, it takes so much time, so many years, relying on somebody else, until my time just slowly come, now I realize that I can do it myself. So you just have to be patient. It's not because like somebody taking your power. It just, you have to be patient when your time gonna come.
Yeah, I don't think she meant he's taking your power, but it's just about being. There are a lot of practices where you can explore your own consciousness. I prefer I prefer that. I mean, with partners, with other people, with a group of people.
Yes.
That, it's not just all. It's not just a solitary thing. I am part of a collective consciousness that all understands this. So, I mean, it's wonderful. And then
I guess-
it is losing.
I guess to me, anytime that, and I'm not one of those people. If you don't get picked, then you feel terrible about yourself. Or if you don't heal fast, it's like, oh, what have I done? So I guess I'm doing it wrong. Maybe, he can't help me fix that. See, and he does say that he doesn't fix people.
Right.
He helps, but sometimes we need help, but ultimately we are our own healer. And for the longest time, I gave all my, figuratively, all my power away, because I didn't think I could do it myself. I didn't believe in myself. So
Yeah.
anyway,
It's a
That's-
process.
yep.
Yeah, it's a process. You can learn that.
You have
It's
many
very-
levels to self.
Yes. Yep.
So as Tatiana was saying, it's like when that layer comes off, then that layer's off. It's like, oh my God, the layer came off. Can't believe I've been wearing this coat all this time in 100-degree weather.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, so let's bring some.
Thank you for that, Manon.
Yeah, it was good.
You're welcome.
Whoever you're following is what's good for you.
Mhm.
And if it works, keep doing it. If it doesn't work, finish it off. Like, just let it go.
Right.
Move on.
That's
Yep.
it. And I think that's what's happening more now. It's like we come in as like, oh, I like this guy. And it's like I used to I was like faithfully to this specific person, and now I'm like, I can't even hear this person. What
Time to
happened?
move on,
Yeah.
right?
There's a couple of leaders where I just went, I'm done. So with that, let's bring our energies all together here with and also with the intention of putting some healing energies on the planet. And consciousness, apparently the color of consciousness is blue. So maybe we could, even tonight when I was on the bus, we had like beautiful sun on one side and full on rainstorm hitting the bus, not even able to see in front of us. But on the side, you saw beautiful sun in clouds. It's like, wow. And then when it stopped, this amazing rainbow came out. That all happened in a span of like 15 minutes. It was like,
Wow.
what's happening? And it's just a matter of just being present to it. It's like, okay, that just went down like that. So yeah, so we can, whatever color that you resonate with, because green being the heart, blue being consciousness or higher self. Many colors of the chakras. So before we go into that healing, anybody have a burning desire to say anything, or are you all ready to settle in?
Are we ready?
Yes, I have a burning desire.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I would like for us to bring some consciousness to the army of migrants that are leaving South America and making their way up to the USA. I had no idea of the size of this army until I came to stay here.
Oh.
And these guys are brave.
Oh, in Panama.
In Panama, they've crossed Darien, they've crossed the river. Many of them don't make it. They're arriving here with tales of all the dead bodies that they've seen on the way.
Where are you? Where are
Panama.
you?
I'm in North Panama. North
Oh,
Panama.
you're in North Panama?
Yeah. And they're on their way up, taking on the Mexican cartels. These guys are amazing. They're reminding me of the biblical tribes looking for the promised land.
Right.
Just a modern day thing of that. So I'd really like us to hold them in our consciousness as well. That they may succeed in what it is that they're looking for.
All right, we're going to put that intention in there.
Thank you.
Thank you for mentioning that. Yeah, I forgot how much of a military base Panama is, because Costa Rica is not.
That's
and then
right.
there's Panama, the border, and it's extremely military.
It's American.
All right, so
So hold all those people in your thoughts.
yeah, so we're going to take a few deep breaths. We're going to do a minimum of 3 deep breaths, and we're going to close our eyes and be present to all the ascended masters that are here with us. Oh. Yeah, and as we put our attention on all the fires that are happening all over the planet, that are going through people's lives, ravaging people's lives, and the crazy people that are behind it, we also put them in the circle, because it's only duality that is happening, that we're witnessing. And we put the men, the military men, Panama, we put all the kids on the planet that don't have a voice, that are in the unseen. Because if they pulled the curtain back on what's going on with these kids, I think a lot of us would never be the same again. We would never be right again. So as we sit back, we're going to take a few deep breaths in, and we're just going to let all that in. Bring it into the circle. And we're going to also connect with everybody that is of the same vibration, frequency, mindset on the planet. Join forces to strengthen our circle, and also our energies being rooted down into Gaia, to bond and connect with Mother Earth in all our healing powers and properties. Not only allowing it to work on you, work on each other, but also spreading it across the planet like roots of a tree. And how the big trees send messages through their roots to the little trees. And that's how they communicate. And we want to be that. We want to be communication rods through Mother Earth. And we ask the Divine Mother, the highest gods in all of us, all our higher levels, all the ascended masters on the outside and on the inside, all the galactic beings that are here, also assisting us and keeping us on track and helping us become more, to step into our knowing, to stay focused. We opened up our hearts and we send in a lot of love, not only within ourselves, down through our bodies and down into Gaia, but also out into our energy fields, clearing away anything that is ready to leave at this time, and also allowing our bodies to upgrade and being made ready and available for all the solar flares and all the downloads that are hitting us now and on their way. For all the upgrades and the DNA activations that will be happening, we ask your assistance in helping us prepare and being ready for this, and helping our journey be smooth, and connecting with other people that are doing the same work, like Green Tarot Guru, Cornelius, all these people on the planet, you, me, Danny, anyone that is actually serving at this capacity. And we're doing our part, where everybody's doing their part. And know that no matter big or small your part is, it's important. We also bring in another birthday boy, Franco, who will be celebrating a birthday on the 22nd. And we're also connecting with him and rallying. And then bring in all other people that have crossed over on the other side of the veil that are here with us, assisting, cheering us on, rooting for us, and allowing us and knowing and telling us that we're very much on track. And I wake up the last few weeks, like, I feel like I'm so off track. So I don't know if I'm so off track or I'm so on track. Like, there's not even a track anymore. It's just like, wow. And to increase our compassion and our patience and our love for ourselves. And Danny, do you want to add anything?
I just want all the healing energies of this known universe to be showered here on this planet, on every living being that's here, including the plants and the animals at this time. For this is a galactic ascension, a planetary ascension, and all living things need to have this energy of moving forward and energy of healing as we let go of all that doesn't serve us anymore. We thank the heavens for assisting us in this grand healing of an entire planet at this time. We are so grateful for your love and your care and your healing energies at this time to assist us in moving forward on our, our sojourn here on this planet. We are so grateful for all the beings and ascended masters and angels and all those that are holding our hands through all of this. We are so grateful for all of your help and your love.
We also send all love and healing to all the animals and the planets, and the plants on the planet. As they're showing me is a bunch of rabbits running around the tree.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of animals are just going through some horrific stuff. They don't know what the heck's going on at the hands of these nefarious people. Send healing to the animals who are here assisting us. And anybody that is like putting themselves in the front lines, right up against it, where their life is on the line. We send you also love, appreciation, gratitude. We are all partaking. We are all in our roles. Some people have the front lines. I thank you for everybody who come here and for all the work that you do on a daily basis, weekly basis, moment to moment, person to person, in all the ways that you do it, whether you run your groups or whether you just meditate individually, read your books, attend, listen to some awesome meditations, podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
It all serves. And may we be surrounded by the white light constantly within our hearts, through our energy fields, connecting to all that is happening on the planet of the white light for the highest and best good for ourselves. And to not be deviating off into seems like and sounds likes. We stay on the true path. And I thank you. Thank you. And I thank me. And that is a wrap.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Very well done.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Danny.
And
Thank
I
you.
also
You're welcome.
ask to don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. We still got to do those boots on the ground actions.
Yes, we do. For a little while.
So, just remember that we got a lot of things going on. So be kind to yourself, be kind to others. And if you need rest, take rest. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Please share with others. And that's it.